Hello, guys. It is me, Edokamiisama. It's been a while since I've put up a vlog or video post. In fact, it's been, maybe 1 or 2 years since I've done it. And this is kind of my life after Japan video blog. Um, I think I might have mentioned in my past videos that I would possibly be going over different subjects and different topics of discussion. But first and foremost, let me just start off with saying hello, everybody. How's it going? Um, and sorry for the very long delay, but I've been readjusting to settling back in the States and cultural differences in the States. But there's still remnants of Japan in my life, and I'll get later further on for the discussion. But yeah, let's see, life after Japan. Let's start with that. Well, coming back to the States, it's been good. There's been positives and there's been negatives. Especially one of the positives is I was able to reconnect with my friends and family and catch up on things old time to do out of my area, such as this new of no area, a new Oriental restaurant. And when you first glance at it, you think it's Thai, but I found out later on from a friend that it was actually a ramen restaurant, authentic noodle ramen, fresh noodles handmade in Japan, and give it a try. In fact, I found it. It's still not as on par with the original thing, but for somebody that's in the States and that's to a ramen restaurant that likes that kind of ramen, that wholesome, hearty style ramen, that this restaurant was actually pretty delicious. And most of the information I get as far as restaurants popping up are on my Facebook feed. So I found out that there was another one that opened up in just a city that in the neighboring city in the downtown area, and I haven't had a chance to eat there yet. But I've heard pretty good reviews from it. Mind you, different strokes for different folks, so it doesn't necessarily mean that a lot of these restaurants will be good per se. People have different taste. But I have found what was it? Uh, Kaiten Sushi restaurant in my area. But they just call it conveyor belt sushi. And I found out a little bit about the restaurant. The owners are they're not Japanese, they're actually Chinese owners. But I mean, it kind of brings a little nostalgia back. I mean, in a sense it does, but in a sense it does not. Um, but yeah, I don't know what's with the new trend. Maybe I just never noticed it. Um, Living here for such a long time, and then being overseas and coming back, actually having to experience authentic ramen. But to me, it seems like it's a new trend of ramen restaurants, bars, and izakayas popping up. Now they say that, but like I said before, I think it's just namesake just to get people to come in to try it. I'm not saying that the ramen itself is not good, but as far as the experience and the social atmosphere and the vibe, that would be totally different um, to what you would experience overseas. Okay. Now, the next topic I wanted to go was, in fact, my favorite subject, which is kaiju. And I'd like to discuss the whole Godzilla or Gojira trend that's popping up as well. Um, so, I mean, a lot of people know that when you think about Japan, a pop cultural icon would you'd have to think about either Gojira or Ultraman, or just something, either one of those two. And I mean, it's good. I noticed there are a lot of movies coming out. There's the anime, a Godzilla anime that's out now on Netflix. If you get a chance, check it out. And after that, there's supposed to be three. There's supposed to be two more sequels to that anime on Netflix. But then in 2008, is it 18 or 19? I think they're gonna have Godzilla, the American style Gojira, versus King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Masura or Mothra. And then after that, Godzilla versus King Kong. So, this year going into 2020 is the best year for a G fan, a Godzilla fan. Anybody that likes kaiju. Um, Now, I've collected a lot of Godzilla figurines, a lot of Marmot, and a lot of models and statues and so forth. I even have the 1995 giant, the biggest one. What is it? It's the 1995 Gojira um, big jumbo figure that came out in commemoration with I think Godzilla versus Destroyer. They had two figures. One was a regular figure, and then they came out with the Meltdown Burning figure. And I think the Meltdown Burning figure actually cost more than the actual big figure. But just to give you guys a inside scoop as to where to find this kind of stuff, because I know myself going into collecting Godzilla figurines, it was kind of hard because number one, you couldn't find them. Number two, they were expensive. If you did find them, I mean, overly priced. Me, I'm more bang for your buck kind of guy. So if it's a big giant figure and it's 200 or 300, okay, I can see that. But if it's a 6 foot, if it's a 6 inch, excuse me, not 6 foot, but 6 inch tall figure, and it's in the hundreds, I'm sorry, it's just not something I'm interested in. So while I was overseas, I found that you can find a lot of good deals on figures in places or recycling shops over there. Going a little slow, but yeah, collector, you figurines and but if you want to do outside of the box, try and look up I think it's called Mandarake. It's a store in Nakano, and they have a large collection of Godzilla figurines. They have the models, they have the Poppy, they have I'm not sure Murasan, Marmot. They have. The history behind them is to be the top when it comes to mangas, all things pop cultural. So if you ever get it, yeah, just let me know what you think about it in the comments. Also, G Fest. Yeah, so this was one of the things on my bucket list. Before I left, I I'd always wanted to go to this convention, but I never got a chance to, nor had the time to do it because there was a convention that was timed kind of similar in close proximity to the same time that G Fest was starting. So, well, actually before, excuse me, actually before. And so I would go to that convention and spend all my money, and then I wouldn't have funding for G Fest, which was coming up in the next month. And so I figured I'd give it a couple of years or just wait. And every time I would plan for it, I would miss it. So that was just my luck. But then afterwards, I was able to look out and get a job in Japan. And so I figured, okay, well, I guess I'll just go over there and do my thing. And now that I'm back, it is a bucket list. It is on my bucket list, so I'm going to do that this year. And I've been looking at the videos, and it seems like there's a fair amount of things to do. There's costume contest and excuse me, costume contest, and there's a dealer's room, and like a lot of a lot of the actors and people that dealt with Toho are going to actually be there. So I am definitely looking forward to doing that. But overall, the nostalgia is still there for Japan. In fact, I learned a lot of Japanese overseas, and so to hold on to it, not to forget it, I've decided to continue studying Japanese over here in the States, which, yeah, as you can imagine, can be kind of difficult um, because not everybody speaks it, and there's only a few. I have only two people that I'm actually tutoring with that help me with it, and so from time to time I try to keep it constant, but that's only a mental thing. I don't usually say it out loud unless I'm being goofy or playing around. But yeah. Other than that, it seems as it seems as though this year will be an interesting one, especially for a lot of kaiju fans or people who, like myself, are big fans of Gojira. So I'm looking forward to it. G-Fest and the Godzilla anime and the two new Gojira movies. Plus, I'm not sure if anybody else has heard this. It might be a rumor, but if I'm not mistaken, I thought that Japan Toho might actually be working on a Shin Gojira sequel. So if anybody knows about that information, just please, leave something in the comment section and let me know. I'll read it. But yeah, guys, for my subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing. Um, I'm gonna make this channel as interesting as I can. As you can tell from my vlog, that it's been a while for me to do a video post like this. So yeah, I'll try to update this maybe once every week or so. And for the remainder, you guys stay posted. I'll be back with some new stuff. It's Edokamiisama out.